Hi, welcome to BONITA'S Kitchen and thank you for joining us. Well, today I'm going to be whipping up a rhubarb strudel pizza. I want to use up the rest of that rhubarb from that delicious rhubarb slush we did just recently. And of course I had quite a few pieces of the strawberry rhubarb, and this recipe is delicious. It's a nice dessert you could whip up for the summer, and I'm sure you can do it on your barbecue as well if you wanted to put it up on your top rack on your barbecue grill. But if this interests you and you got rhubarb you want to use, stick around and let's get started.
Bonita's kitchen to yours. Bonita's kitchen to yours.
So what we'll do, we'll start with getting the rhubarb jam ready. So I got about a cup and a little bit more of my strawberries, and I got some frozen and some fresh. 2 cups of rhubarb. Less now, this one here I'm going to try to pop in there. As well, this rhubarb jam is up on BONITA'S Kitchen, and I'm only making half of it here today because I needed this rhubarb jam for the pizza. So that was half a cup of granulated white sugar, and if you can't use the granulated white sugar, you use the sugar of choice. So I'm going to put this on a medium heat and stir it occasionally and let it start cooking. And because I'm using mostly freshly picked rhubarb and strawberries, I'm going to put about a 1/4 cup of water in there just so that it got that liquid at the bottom while it's moving. And we all know that rhubarb is probably 80% liquid anyway, and when that starts boiling it'll release some of that liquid anyway. But let that simmer there now and cook, and that'll be for a little bit. So now in a half a cup of warm water, I'm going to put half a teaspoonful of dried yeast, traditional yeast or fast rising yeast, whichever one you got, and 1 teaspoonful of sugar, and I'm going to let that proof now for about 5 minutes. Just stir it in. So while we're waiting for our yeast to proof, our jam to cook, we are going to work along and put a half a cup of flour, white flour or flour of choice. I'm going to say I'm using all-purpose. We're going to make the streusel of this dish. So, and as 3/4 of a cup, you could use packed brown sugar, or you could just use, 3/4 of a cup, not packed. And 1 teaspoonful of cinnamon. So we're gonna just toss those ingredients through first and get these blended before we put in 1/4 of a cup of melted butter or margarine, of course, whatever you got available. Now we hope that you guys are having a wonderful day out there today, and thank you for stopping by and checking out our new rhubarb recipe. And I know we got tons of rhubarb recipes up there, Raymond, that everyone could enjoy, and we'll share a few of those with you. So that's the 1/4 cup of melted butter. So pretty much all this is like a crumbled sweet topping, and that brown sugar and cinnamon just kicks it up that little notch, and this is going to be the topping for our rhubarb strudel pizza, of course. So I just want to get these ingredients sort of out of the way before we get making the crust part, the dough of our pizza. So let's just do that now. As you can see, our rhubarb jam is coming right along, and it is a rhubarb and strawberry jam, but mainly the reasons for putting the strawberries in is to give it that nice bright color. Now right now I'm using strawberry rhubarb, but most rhubarb I see out there, I don't know about you guys, is kind of green and got no color, and the flavor is certainly really bitter. So this here is to show you, it gives you that nice bright color. So what we're going to do is cook this. I usually simmer it for about an hour. We may not need to take that long today, but usually when you're making this jam, you you cook it slow so it got that delicious flavor. So I'm gonna let those berries break down now, and we'll get back to making our dough. So I got 1 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour, and I'll leave about 1/4 cup there now for mixing everything together. I got 1/2 teaspoonful of sea salt, 1 tablespoonful of melted butter, and you could again use margarine, and we got our proofed yeast in 1/2 cup of warm water. So we toss that in there. We could just hear a jam over there galloping away. Now normally I would make this dessert with jam I already got made, but right now I don't have any rhubarb jam made for this season. I usually wait closer to the fall to do that because I want to keep it for all winter long. So I'm just showing you the quick basic way to make that really filling for this pizza, but it's a jam. So if you don't want to use strawberries and you want to use all rhubarb, that's fine too. So now just mix these ingredients together. I'm going to use my clean hand now to bring it together. So pretty much, you could do this with your stand-up mixer too if you want to. But this is just a small pizza dough that I use basically for making whatever type of pizza. The only difference is sometimes if I'm making a regular pizza that's a savory one, I would add a teaspoon or so of savory in there. But this one is going to be a sweet one today, and one that you can serve on a nice hot day when you're having a barbecue. Serve it with ice cream or have it drizzled with some cream cheese icing. And that'll show along the way. So just turn your dough into a dough ball. Pretty much. So 5-10 minutes you'll work your dough just to get the yeast activated in your dough. I always put the sign of cross on my dough, no matter how small it is. I'm going to cover this, let this rise for 20 to 30 minutes, and then we'll get back to the jam, or the filling part of this delicious recipe. Now I just put a cover over mine because I didn't want for either one of us to get splattered with I call this lava, with when it's bubbling and it's very hot, right? So this is just about done. You can see the consistency of this jam. I just want for those big chunks of strawberries to kind of break down. So I got it on simmer, but really right now I'm going to be taking it off the heat, and I'm going to be adding in there about a teaspoonful of lemon juice and some of its zest. I usually got my smaller plane, but we'll use this one for right now. And then what we're going to do is put this into a bowl and let it come to room temperature. So now I think we're ready to move on and get this going. So we got our 30 minutes on rising the dough. The jam, the rhubarb jam, is at room temperature. And we got our filling here, or topping, with that goes on it as well. So pizza pan, I got a drizzle of olive oil on it. I'm just going to brush that through, and we'll get the dough onto the pan. So I'm going to put my dough right in the middle of that pan, and pretty much all we're going to do now, again I would say with our clean hands, we're just going to spread this dough out. Now if you're fancy, we're not that fancy.
Nah.
You can take this dough and put it up in the sky and flip it around and whatever, but I can't do that. I only just spreads my dough out this way until it gets. Now this is an extra large pan, and this dough is only for a large pan, so it's not going to go to the end. I'm just going to spread it now to where I think it's thin enough.
Yes. fancy or not fancy, it's gonna taste just as good, isn't it?
Absolutely. So now that I got the dough spread out, again, this is an extra large pan and this dough is for a large pizza. So now what you would do next, turn on your oven, preheat it to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, because we're going to be putting this pizza in there, this delicious Rhubarb Streusel Pizza. We're going to toss up equal amounts of this delicious jam, or you can call it filling, whatever now you want to call it. Like I said, this is just a regular recipe that we got on there for.
But instead of using pizza sauce, we're using...
we're using this because we're making today, Raymond, a dessert. Yeah, we're making a delicious dessert that could be served to your family, friends, or potluck on a nice warm day. Or if you want to pretend it's a warm day and you're inside and you want to have a picnic inside, and this is what you can do. Now you could put more than that on there, but that's more than enough for us to have on there because there's more ingredients to go there. Now we're going to take that delicious cinnamon topping and put over the top. Now what do you think of this so far, Raymond? I know
looking good.
I know that you were thinking that I was making like a pepperoni pizza or something there today, I'm sure, and using that rhubarb jam for the base. But we are going to have this delicious dessert, and after, when it's baked and comes out of the oven, we're going to show you a couple of more things to do. So pretty much just equally spread. Just try, that bowl is probably heavier than 4 bowls. Just equally spread it over the top. So that's all you need to do there. Now we'll talk a little bit more about what to do. So pretty much it's ready for the oven. So my oven is just about preheated, and I got about a bottle of this delicious jam left. So I'm just going to put it in to a mason jar that I already prepped and let it come to room temperature, put it in the fridge, and we'll have that gone within a few days. So if you got any left over, that's what to do with it. Use it for your toast, your bagels, or to top over your ice cream. I'll show you what this delicious Rhubarb Streusel Pizza looks like when it comes out of the oven. Oh my gosh, this smells amazing. Now let's take it back to our counter and cut into it. So what I got here now is just a cream cheese icing. I can leave you that recipe as well. I won't be doing it on this episode, but I'll just leave it with you. And all I'm doing is just drizzling it over the top of this delicious Rhubarb Streusel cake, pie, pizza pie. I'll get it, Raymond, after a while. So just drizzle it on. Haven't got to be even, just got to be just on there. And now we'll cut into it. So pretty well, cut this like you would your pizza. I'm going to cut it in 8 pieces. But depending on how many you're going to be serving it for, like if it's just 6 people, we'll cut 6 pieces and give them a nice big old helping. That's entirely up to you. But I'm going to do 8 right now because myself and Raymond, we don't need any more than we're going to get here today, because we're going to give this out to our family and friends so they can enjoy it as well. So that's all we need to do there. Now, can you see yourself making one of these today? Regardless now if you were having company or not, or a barbecue, you can see making it. So I'm going to turn the plate a little to show you the bottom. Nice golden brown. That's what you want. And I'm going to serve it with a little dollop of that rhubarb jam there on the side, just because, you know, to show it, give it a little show. And this is it. Now I'm going to add a little taste. I can't wait for you guys to make it. I'm going to turn this towards you. This is it. It's as good as it gets. With some whipped cream. Now, can you just see yourself making one of these today? I got dropped the fork delicious already, and I haven't even had a taste.
Yeah.
How cool is that? I'm going to put a little taste of that whipped cream on there, and you could use whatever, ice cream, whipped cream. I like serving it with something. I'm going to have a little taste. Drop the dessert delicious. Oh my gosh, this is so good. I can't wait for you to make it. The taste of that rhubarb just bursting right through there, and the cinnamon on the top. The crust is perfect. 2 thumbs up. And I also want to mention before, while I'm chewing on this and get my mouth clean, 30 to 35 minutes bake it for, because I'm not sure if I told you at the beginning, 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and it'll be a nice golden brown. Yum. I can't wait to finish that there now, but let you know you can serve this piping hot or cold, or you could rewarm it in on the pan or in the microwave on a microwave safe dish, and like I said, serve it with whatever you want and enjoy it. Recipes be posted below this video link. We'll also have it available on our website, www.bonita'skitchen.com, and if you can't find it there, send me a message at bonita'skitchen@gmail.com. And if you decide to make this one in the next little while there, take a picture of it and send it to me on that email link, because I'd love to see it. See how you're enjoying our recipes. And again, Raymond will be sharing a slideshow on our Facebook page at Bonita Kitchen with our viewers' pictures that they've made from our kitchen over the past little while. So this is it. It's as good as it gets. Of course, before we go, we like to do a big old shout out to our paid members and all of our subscribers, and of course our new subscribers that we're going to get today after they see this recipe. So that's it, as good as it gets, and we're not going to take any more of your time. We surely know it's precious. On behalf of myself
And me, of course.
Raymond and our team, and from our kitchen to yours,
You have a wonderful day.
Join us by the sea, a journey in culinary, always an open door. Bonita's Kitchen to yours. Bonita's Kitchen.
If you're visiting Newfoundland and Labrador, don't forget to include the beautiful town of Portagrave in your travels, and visit us again on Bonita's Kitchen.